Yeah, well, going there was a massive advantage for us going into the World Cup. I think it's just the conditions. It's a bit slower, but there's always, I guess, a length on a wicket. But I think we spoke about it in length after the first ODI, that it's not where you can come in and plant your foot forward and just throw your hands at it. It's quite difficult, and you kind of have to adapt your game. So I think that's one aspect we spoke about, and then obviously in T20 cricket with a 4-out, the wet ball, stuff like that. I think we haven't encountered that before as much. I think in Chennai a couple of years ago we encountered that, but not at this level. I guess the ball was soaking. We had to change it twice, so that just shows you. And that was something new, and the ladies pulled through. It was quite difficult, and I think that's the massive thing also for us that we took out of the T20 series. Yeah, if you look at the squad we have world-class players first of all, and we've got match winners. I mean, in Lizali alone, she can take apart any bowling lineup in the world, and she showed that before. Chloe Tryon, I mean, I can go. The list goes on. So it's more than realistic to go there and say that we're going there to win the tournament. But I guess it's just we have to rock up, and with the added advantage, hopefully, we can use that and bring that cup home. I guess you have to find ways to score. You can't stand out in the middle and say it's difficult. We have to find ways to score, and we have to expand our games and maybe open up the V behind us. It's something that we spoke about, that we spoke to the batters to go work on. It's just opening up the V, the sweeps and the laps. I think we didn't play that often, and I think the lengths they bowled was... it was there for us to sweep, but I think because the ball's turning, you almost in two minds. So I think, just finding a way to score consistently, and I think when to run, when not to run down the track. Their leggy Fletcher she was quite good, and she turned the ball, and she found the right pace on those wickets, which made it quite difficult for us to run down the track. So it's just when and how, just to find ways, and that just comes down to planning and obviously going to the nets and training that. And then obviously from a bowling point of view, finding that the pace, because you don't want to go too quick because you're not going to turn it as much, but you don't want to go too slow for them to get underneath it. That's the trend in women's cricket at the moment. The moment you throw it up, they run, and 9 out of 10 times you go fetch your ball. So that's just finding that, I guess, sweet spot, I don't know. Just finding the right length. But I mean, Suneki, the way she bowled was quite exciting for me to see. The turn and bounce is back, which is, on those wickets, you don't see that often. Personally as well, just finding, I think, coming from England, going flatter and quicker is probably not the best option. So it's just changing up the pace, and variation would be quite key as well. Oh, definitely. We have to find ways. We can't just stand and say the ball's wet. We have to find ways to bowl with a wet ball, and both teams are gonna bowl with it. And I said to the team, it's not going to be the best batting team, in my opinion, at the World Cup. It's going to be the best bowling team, that's going to take the World Cup home. And I saw that in the T20s. The people that handled the pressure a bit more with the bowling came out on top. So hopefully, the bowlers goes home in the next 2 weeks and works on that. That's a difficult one because we've spoken about it for a while. I guess it just comes down to responsibility as a batter. If you look at our batting lineup throughout the series, there's a lot of seniors in that lineup, and we spoke in depth about responsibility, and we've been speaking about it a lot. And at the end of the day, it's an individual thing. You can't teach somebody to be consistent. You have to take responsibility as a batter and as a senior batter. And if you are in what we saw this whole tour, that the batters got starts, but we don't go further. There's not a 100 like Matthews that score 100 when she's in. It's a good 40 and out. 50 out. We need to make sure that we capitalize on our starts, especially in this in West Indies. It's never easy coming into it, and it's never easy to come in as a new batter and just start hitting. Chloe made it look a bit easier than it was, but at the moment you're in as a batter, and most of my senior players were in, so that was, I think, a bit of a challenge. But I think, as a batter, you have to find ways. We can't just stand and say the ball's wet. We have to find ways to bowl with a wet ball, and variation would be quite key as well. the most disappointing thing, I guess, is that consistency, but also just taking responsibility as a senior batter and not leaving it for the next player.